Everyone, welcome to this special event on cultural diversity and a photography exhibit by Pierre Poulin. I will first introduce how this was organized and the multiple participants that helped make this event already a success just from your presence. New Acropolis Canada and Rockers Group are very happy to welcome you, and we will have the chance to have Pierre Poulin, who is a photographer, philosopher, and author, and humanitarian. He is coming from Tel Aviv, Israel, and he thanks you for all your presence. Part of a tour across Canada, he started in Toronto a few days ago. He's now in Ottawa and will complete his 2-week visit in Montreal next week. The activity was organized as part of the celebration of UNESCO World Day of Cultural Diversity for Dialogue and Development, which in a certain way in Canada is not heard about enough. This is normally celebrated on May 21st. New Acropolis International Association is active in over 50 countries in the world and entirely run by volunteers. Its 3 founding principles and forms of action are based on philosophy, culture, and volunteering, which is very much in line, as you will see during the lecture, with UNESCO Universal Declaration on Cultural Diversity. So very special thanks for the selfless volunteer support from François Soria, who is the director of New Acropolis in Toronto, Céline Bouchard, who is here with us tonight, director of New Acropolis Ottawa-Gatineau, Catherine Guilherme, director of New Acropolis Montreal branch, and Denis Bricknay, who we will have a chance. Simone, she is Director of Cultural Affairs in Toronto, and as well another partner is Simone here in Ottawa. The Canadian Commission of UNESCO in Ottawa, Mathias Bizimana, Videotron Vox, for facilitating the production of a cultural TV program on art as a natural means to harmonize our diversity. The City of Gatineau and Mayor Bureau and Madame Choltes, enthusiasts for promoting a rich cultural diversity. And the City of Ottawa employees involved with diversity and equity, Lois Emberg, Maria Cristina Serge, and for culture, Marcel Kimberly, as well as Bibiana Siborn, Word Skills, and Maria Teresa Garcia from Catholic Immigration Center, and many more who helped spread the word. And I would like also to mention the Center for Social Innovation in Toronto and the Department of Visual Arts of the University of Toronto, especially Professor Louis Kaplan. And finally, a special thanks to Diana Navajo, who is from the Center for Intercultural Learning and also a member of New Acropolis. Our private sponsor, the CITO, Service d'Intégration Travail Outaouais, with Robert Méran, Lorena Silva and her team, Barbaz in Gatineau, Stonegate Properties, Romet Limited, and Stephen Stress Barristers, solicitor in Toronto. Finally, I would like to thank you from the bottom of my heart, Pierre Poulin, for making the time in your busy schedule to share your profound experience and wisdom with us in Canada. Pierre Poulin is a true painter of light, both literally and figuratively, as you will discover, as his photographs evoke so well this mysterious unity at the heart of humanity. So enjoy this evening. I will now pass Mr. Yossi Aviram to address a few words to welcome Pierre Poulin from Israel.
Bonsoir, mesdames et messieurs. Je voudrais vous remercier pour d'être venus ici à cet assez formidable événement qui combine même l'art et la philosophie. One of the first questions I asked Mr. Lemonson when he approached me with this event was, what is the connection between photo exhibition and a seminar about multiculturalism? And I very much like the answer that he gave me, which is the common denominator for the two is the perspective, or comme vous voulez, le point de vue. Multiculturalism is a reality both in Israel and in Canada. And I would like to present Mr. Pierre Poulin. He's a philosopher and a photographer in profession and an author, just like Mr. Lemonson mentioned. He's the establisher. He established the New Acropolis school in Israel. And he has shown his work around the world, both in Canada, in Brazil, in India, in France. And he's now will share his thoughts and his work here in Ottawa. Please help me welcome Mr. Pierre Poulin.
Thank you very much to everybody, Pierre, Yossi, and thank you to all of you to be here tonight. I will present now, I will speak twice in this evening. I will speak in English, I believe. I can't speak French because French is my birth native language, but I believe everybody will understand in English also, and we are in Ottawa. And the first time, my first intervention now, I will speak about the pictures, try to explain a little bit the concept of the exhibition. And after, we shall be in the hall, which is there in the other part, and we'll speak about cultural diversity. It's another time, but as Yossi Aviram said, it is both linked. Anyway, the exhibition is this specific exhibition is called Geometry of Light. And the idea of geometry of light came for me from the idea that, well, light is unity. Light is not something specific. You cannot divide light. And light will be the same in any part. The sun, for example, will give its light on the same way to any people in any country, in any places of the world. Each one of us, independent of our culture, of our religion, of our civilization, we receive the same light. But the light, well, it's difficult to capture the light, to see the unity. You can take a picture of the sun, you will see nothing, you will see only white frame. So we have to show the light through the diversity. I mean, we have to show the unity through the diversity, because you cannot just picture the unity itself. So what I chose to do first, I said to myself, okay, I will go in the more philosophical, symbolic way, and I tried first to present 12 pictures. Why 12? Because 12 is like the 12 months of the year. It's like the 12 works of Heracles in the Greek mythology. It's like the 12 sign of the zodiac. I mean, it's like a cycle. So 12, it's like a unity. We have all the 12 parts, we have the whole cycle. So maybe with 12 pictures, like the 12 countries, 12 different cultures, because each one of those, you're more or less in a different country. You have Brazil, you have Czech Republic, you have Peru, you have India, you have Israel, you have England. You can see it's right in the little text beside our picture. So with those 12 aspects, maybe one will see the one which is beyond those 12. And I will not say that I'm a disciple of Henri Cartier-Bresson, which is maybe the most famous French photographer, who died a few years ago, but it would be too arrogant for me to say I'm a disciple of Henri Cartier-Bresson. But I will say that I consider Henri Cartier-Bresson as a master in photography, at least an example. And I'm trying a little bit, picture after picture, to approach his work or his vision. And what did he say? He says many things. But one thing, very important, very particular, he talked about the geography of light. He said, the geometry, not geography, the geometry of light. He said that the most important in a picture is not the subject. It's not to recognize what you are going to shoot and to take the pictures. The most important is the structure which you can recognize and which is built from points, lines, planes and volumes. And this is something universal. And indeed, if you begin to look at the reality, you will see that beyond the apparent diversity, you have always the same shapes, always the same structures. When I'm looking at people, I begin now to speak already about multicultural diversity, but this is for after. But when I'm looking now, for example, to all of you, well, first glance, I see different people. Every one of you is different, in another shape, you know. Everyone is different, but if I don't stay only at the first glance, if I'm trying to go beyond, well, I see one, because everyone is human being, and humanity is one. So I see one human being, I see part of the one humanity. So, but this conception, this geometrical conception, I will say, in the pictures, is not something easy to see, because we have the tendency to stop at the first glance. Okay, I've seen this, I understand this, so I'm going to look something else, because this I already know. We have the tendency to see and recognize the visible, but I'm trying to capture the invisible through the visible. It's like a crazy challenge, I know, because how can you shoot and show the invisible? Only through the visible. So in those pictures, what I'm trying to do is not to represent something, is to have a sentiment, to have something of the invisible perception to pass through the visible. And I will not try to describe, to make a description of those pictures, because the description is never the most important. You know, I can take, for example, these pictures, and I can say, okay, you have a bench, and you have two people in a bench, and you have a tree, and you have some, at the right bottom corner, you have about 90% black pixel, and it doesn't say nothing. What I want is people to look at this and to smile. And if you smile, and if you feel more happy, and if you feel more calm, and if you feel that here, and here, and here, and here, and here, so in a way you will find the same smile, you will feel the same thing, then there is something universal in those pictures. And also as philosopher, as photographer, and also as Israeli, because in Israel we have this challenge of the diversity, the cultural diversity. So I'm trying to show that we have first the need to find a solution. And I think that the solution is cultural. I'm trying to show through my heart, through this sentiment, through this harmony, something which is not particular, but which is human. We are all human beings, and as human beings, I invite you to enjoy the show. So this is the first presentation, and later I shall speak a little bit more, 45 minutes in the hall. Thank you very much.
So yes, enjoy cocktail. It's a network mingle, because it is indeed a good representation of the cultural diversity here in Ottawa from your presence. And at 2 minutes before 7 or 5 to 7, sorry, we will make a little announcement to get ready to move to the conference room. Have fun.